Your life starts now.
Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Mr. Diabetes and I'm back with another video. So today I think it is a great topic. This is an article that I found on jdrf.org, which you'll be able to find in the description below. All right, I'll post the link down there in the description. So if you want to check out the article, just click on that link and you'll find all the information there. Now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just so you can receive all of the latest updates on what's going on here at Mr. Diabetes. So today I'm talking about a very specific topic. The article is named "Fridges Often Store Insulin at Wrong Temperature. People with type 1 diabetes are warned." Now, this was posted back in October of 2018, but I do believe that it's still relevant even 3 years later. This is something that we can all learn about, something that we can be informed about, and something that we can implement today in our daily life in dealing with type 1 diabetes. So the premise of this research or study was that insulin is stored at the wrong temperature in our refrigerators, and as we are out doing our daily duties or chores, carrying our insulin in our bag, basically the insulin is stored at the wrong temperature. Now, we definitely have to pay attention to that, and I'll explain why later on in the video. Now, this paper suggests a specific temperature at which to keep your insulin stored, whether in the refrigerator or in your bag as you're out. And these temperatures are here as a guideline to help us store our insulin at the right temperature, to preserve its effectiveness to help treat our diabetes and to actually lower our blood glucose levels. So in the refrigerator, it is suggested that we store our insulin at between 2 and 8 degrees Celsius, which when you convert that, it's about 35 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit. And when we're out and about, it is suggested that we store our insulin at about 2 to 30 degrees Celsius, which is about 35 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is just a scale to help, prevent our insulin from overheating or from getting too cold. And this helps to preserve our insulin. So why did they do this research? And basically it's because people who are dealing with type 1 diabetes definitely have to be careful about how they store their insulin, about how we store our insulin, just to ensure that it's not getting, overheated or it's freezing, and which could severely affect how our insulin works. Now, it is admitted that there hasn't been much research on this topic, which, I'm pretty sure there's more research now, which we will get into that research later on in another video. But I believe this research was pretty accurate. It was done by a team from Germany and the Netherlands, and they did research all the way from Europe to the United States. So it's a very vast study. And how they did the research was they had 388 participants that actually live with diabetes every day and take insulin. And what they did was they had them to take thermometers that were made to monitor medicines, and they kept it next to their insulin, whether inside of a refrigerator or that they carried in a bag outside of the home. And for 49 days straight, the thermometers that were made to check these insulins check the temperature every 3 minutes. So that's a lot of checking. And I believe that it can be relied upon because these thermometers were actually made by a specific team that makes thermometers for medicines. And so what they found was, wow. I mean, I was blown away by what they actually found, which was that 79% of the logs found that there were deviations in the temperatures of the insulin that go outside of the recommended range. Now, this is extraordinary and very frightening that 79% of the time the insulin was out of range. They found that insulin stored inside the refrigerator was out of range for almost 2.5 hours of the day. And insulin that was stored in the bag while you were out was usually out of range for 8 minutes of the day. Now, this may seem like a short amount of time within a 24-hour period, but being outside of the recommended temperature can severely affect how your insulin works, and if it's even able to lower your blood glucose levels. It was also found that 17% of the logs recorded temperatures that were below freezing for insulins that were stored inside of the refrigerator. So what does this mean for people with type 1 diabetes? I believe that we should definitely pay attention to this topic and make sure that our insulin is stored at the right temperature, because as our temperature gets out of the recommended temperature range, it can lose its effectiveness. Whether it's too high or too low, we don't want to do either or. We want our insulin to be stored at that right temperature to make sure that we're able to keep our glucose levels in check. Now, Dr. Katrina, who was a part of this study, did make a suggestion. She said that, and I'm gonna read the quote, when storing your insulin in the fridge at home, always use a thermometer to check the temperature. Long-term storage conditions of insulin are known to have an impact on its blood glucose lowering effect. So, in other words, make sure you check the temperature of your insulin, make sure it's in range. And if it's been out of range for too long, don't use it, okay? I've done it before and I've definitely felt the effects of that. The insulin was out of temperature for too long and it did not work. This can be highly dangerous, especially for us who are heavily dependent on insulin to make sure that our blood glucose levels are in the right range. So what's the next step? And Dr. Katrina did make another suggestion in this article that there has to be more research on this topic. What are the actual effects of insulin being out of range? We definitely have to talk about it, keep it in perspective, keep it in mind, just to ensure that we are doing the right things, okay? Like I said in my first video, make sure you talk with your medical team, talk with your endocrinologist, talk with your pediatric nurse for those out there who have a child with type 1 diabetes, talk with your family doctor, talk with the pharmacist, ask questions about how to store this product, how to store this medication so that it's kept at the right temperature. They definitely will have information for you, but don't go at this alone, okay? Our health is very serious. Our bodies are very sensitive with this type 1 diabetes, and we don't want to make too many mistakes, okay? Because this is a long-term gain. All right, what you do in the beginning is going to definitely affect you at the end as we get older. So take the time now, take the time today. And if you don't know what temperature your insulin should be stored at, reach out to your pharmacist, reach out to your doctor, your endocrinologist, your pediatric nurse, your family doctor, whoever you're seeing, a medical professional, and see how you should store this medication. Now, please don't take any of my word here as the final word. I am not a doctor, okay? I'm just Mr. Diabetes. I'm just sharing the information that I found online on jdrf.org, okay? But this is a great conversation. This is a great topic to talk about. And I hope that it opens some people's eyes and that you can learn something from it. And I hope that you can take this information and go on and live a healthier life. Again, consult with a doctor and figure out the correct temperature at which your insulin should be stored. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Mr. Diabetes. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.